Hello, in this video, we'll be looking at cost concept. Now, we'll take them one after the other. But before then, let's define cost of production. You know, to a businessman, cost of production is very important. He looks at his cost, what will cost him to do business. Then at the same time, he will estimate his revenue. So let's define cost of production. It can simply be defined as all what it takes in terms of human and material resources to produce a unit of an output. That's the simple definition of cost of production. Then let's look at the various cost concepts one after the other. The first one we'll be looking at is fixed cost or total fixed cost, shortened as FC or TFC. This is a part of cost that does not vary or change with the output level. An example is rent on land, rates, etc. Fixed cost can also be called overhead cost. It is calculated as TC, as is total cost minus variable cost. Then, as you can see on the graph, fixed cost is always parallel to x-axis. Of course, we have the y-axis and we have the x-axis. So you can see that it is facing the horizontal plane, that is the x-axis. So whenever a curve tagged FC is facing the x-axis, it simply means it is total fixed cost. Variable cost. This is another concept of cost. Variable cost, otherwise called total variable cost, is the part of cost that varies with the output level. Just as the name implies, it changes as your output changes. I mean, the more the volume, the higher the cost. Examples of variable cost include expenditure on raw materials, cost of fuel, cost of electricity, wages and salaries, and so on and so forth. Those are examples of variable cost. Now, it is calculated as TC minus FC, I mean total cost minus fixed cost. Now, as you can see on the graph, your variable cost curve slopes upwards from the origin, slopes upwards from left to right, indicating that as your output level increases or as your production increases, the cost on variable items also increases. For example, the more workers you hire, the more wages and salaries you pay. The more power or electricity you consume, the more you are going to spend in recharging or on bills on the electricity, and so on and so forth.